I was originally scheduled to do the how do you read a book tag. However, I looked up the questions and they're stupid. Like this question, for instance, okay? Do you read a book as the author intended? What the frick does that mean? How am I supposed to answer that? Like, absolutely not. I convert the book into pig Latin and then translate it onto a banana leaf, and then I feed the banana leaf to chimpanzees, and then the chimpanzees osmosify the book into their brains, and they learn pig Latin, and then they tell me pig Latin, and that's how I read a book. That's not how I read a book. No author intends that. I don't understand this question. So those questions confused me. So now I'm just going to skip ahead to the book addiction tag because I understand book addiction very, very well. It gets to be a problem sometimes. An example, my always declining GPA. But first off, what is up, you guys? It's me, your girl, your Casey. How you doing? When I was driving home, I saw a dead alligator on the road. Someone had run him over. Florida. Y'all, if I ever ran over an alligator, my car is so low to the ground, I would just go flying, flip-flopping, somersaulting in the sky, and then the alligator would get revenge and eat me. I'd go out in style like a true Florida woman. Anyways, let's say later to the gators and get right into the tag. First question is, what is the longest amount of time you can comfortably go without picking up a book? I don't stop. It's a non-stop process because my goal is always to read 100 pages a day, although I might be altering that because it takes over 2 hours to read 100 pages for me, and that takes up writing time, so I need to find a better balance. It takes up writing time, filming time, editing time, school time, sleep time, lots and lots of sleep time. I'm very sleep deprived. Can you tell? Look at these bags. Look at them. It's not sexy. So when I'm reading 100 pages today, in the book's 370 pages, I got 30 more on that day I need to read. So I just immediately transition into the next one. For the past 5 days, right now, in this final, maybe second to final week in May, summer semester has started. Huzzah! I am positively excited. Oh, I kind of took a couple-day break between reading. I started reading The Hazelwood by I don't know who. I'm too lazy to turn my head right now. I finally just started reading that after 3 or 4 days because I just got into school. And I'm always panicking that those first 2 weeks of school. So I'm like, no books right now, please. My brain cannot take any more knowledge. My information overload. It's a thing right now. My brain feels like it's ballooning in my teeny tiny skull. But to answer the original question, I usually don't wait in between book readings. I usually just immediately go into the next thing. How many books do you carry on your person, physical device, at any one time? I always have my phone, so I always have my Kindle app. But especially, I got the Webtoons app. I've been thinking, should I rank my favorite Webtoons? Because I got thoughts on those. Webtoons, I have realized, is the only entertainment median, I don't know. Is it medium or median? Or neither. Anyways, it's the only form of entertainment where I can take cutesy contemporary things. Do I like reading cutesy contemporary books? No, but with Webtoons, it's suddenly okay. Maybe because it has pretty pictures with it. Again, I am a child in my brains. I get distracted by colors. Colors make me happy, especially the color blue. 10 out of 10 would recommend. But besides what's on my phone, I always do have a book with me. Even if I don't carry it around with me, it's always in my car. Whatever current read I have. If I go on vacation, I usually bring 2, just in case I finish one while I'm supposed to be vacationing. Because my brain is always like, Casey, you have to read 100 pages today or you're an absolute failure and no one loves you. Cold, hard logic. Number 3, do you keep every book you buy or receive, or are you happy to pass them on to make space for more? Gal. I am very much pro unhauling. I'm even pro yeet in a dumpster and set the dumpster on fire. Because there'd be a lot of bad books and they don't deserve any space on my shelves. I also like to give books I don't like or liked enough I don't want to keep to friends. I'm benevolent in my anger and hatred over bad books. I honestly like unhauling more than hauling. It's very cathartic, unleashing all this rage. Also, you guys hear that vent? That is my current source of rage. It won't shut up. How long would you spend in a bookshop on a standard visit? Whenever I go to a bookstore and I'm all by myself, I always have my laptop with me, so it's like a book browsing / book buying / book writing session. And that takes at least 2 hours minimum, because I like writing other places than at home. Because at home, I've got a bajillion things to distract me. Look at all these books. Look at them. These distract me. That mug with the judgmental owl on it distracts me. This computer right here distracts me. My nosy neighbor over there watching me through the window distracts me. Hey Hank. The snake I nearly stepped on because I thought it was a stick because I didn't have my glasses on distracts me. Lots of things happen here. Nothing really happens at Starbucks. Only at a bookstore can I find absolute peace. But if I'm not writing, I always just like plugging in my headphones, putting on some cool jazz, and just browsing the shelves. It's very relaxing. I actually meet some cool people in bookstores, and we talk about books in real life, not just on Booktube, real face-to-face convos. It blows my mind. How much time per day do you actually spend reading? At least 2 hours. I honestly have a lot of time anxiety right now because I have so much in my senior year of college and everything I need to do, work, everything I want to do, sleep. So I'm thinking of actually cutting down on reading some, because typically I read at least 8 books a month. And I'm thinking maybe I should just do 5, because that'll give me some extra breathing room. And with less books to read, that means I'll get more in-depth reviews, hopefully. But I don't know. I tell myself I'll cut back on reading all the time, but it never happens. Ever. It's not like I'm tired of reading. No, it's brilliant. Unless the book's dumb, then I'm tired of reading that book. But again, it's just time. Where does the task picking up a book appear on your daily to-do list? So, if you gaze upon this face, this is an early bird. You can tell, again, because of the bags under my eyes. My brain shuts down around 8. I've tried many times to convert into a night owl. It just doesn't work. Because even when I stay, or at least try to stay up until 1 a.m. or something like that, I don't get anything done. Because my brain still shuts down around 8. So I am just an early bird. Y'all, if the apocalypse happened at 3 a.m., I would survive. Because I'd be ready to go immediately. All of y'all would be staggering out of your bed still. And I would have already taken over some island, become the dictator, established my own militia. I would thrive. Until around 8 p.m. because then it's bedtime. I don't care how many zombies are trying to eat me. It's sleep time. It's important. So I typically wake up around 4 a.m. except on Thursdays and Fridays because then I have to go to work at 4 a.m. So that means I wake up at 2 a.m. Even my brain, my early bird brain's that's too early, man. But I like to read first thing in the morning, that 4 a.m. to 6 a.m. slot. Then we do some writing from 6 to 9. Then we do some school from 9 to 12. Then we go on a nice jog in the heat of the day. So even though I'm just walking around, I'm already sweating, and that makes me feel accomplished. Minimal effort, maximum pride in myself. How many books do you reckon you own in total, including ebooks? I've started buying a great deal more ebooks versus physical books because they're cheaper, and all my books are literally in this cupboard right now, my unread books, and it's already full, so I don't have space for physical books right now, but I know I've got around 200. I know. I feel pride in that and shame in that at the same time. But be proud of me, I've been starting to go to the library more. You'll see soon in a new video. You remember that color video I asked you guys about with threatening having feet tickled? I haven't forgotten. It'll be out soon. You'll get your answers. But next question. Approximately how often do you bring up books in conversations? If I just met you, never. If you're my good friend, I'm always hey, I read this book. But if you're also my good friend that I know that doesn't like to read books, again, never. Why bother? Why? I've honestly been burned too many times to bring up books in a natural conversation with someone I don't really know. Hey, I have this awesome book. It's The Lunar Chronicles. It's a fantasy retelling on popular fairy tales. Oh my gosh, I cannot understand how people read fiction. What is the gain from all this made-up huffly-puffle? You think I'm exaggerating? No, that's a conversation I've had. Different book, not The Lunar Chronicles, but same. You stick up the butt. But I got some actual fiction reading friends in real life, and that's where I talk to my peeps. What is the biggest book you have finished reading? Oathbringer. That was 1,600 pages. If you've watched my dedicated review solely for Oathbringer, you know I'm very meh about it, 3 stars. Meh. Good things and bad things in that book. I mean, if you want to know more, go watch it. I want that sweet, sweet watch time. No, I wasn't enjoying that book as much as I should have because I loved the first 2 books of the Stormlight Archive. That one was a little bit of a drag to get through, but I'm not gonna quit it. It's the Stormlight Archive. I gotta protect my boy Kaladin. I gotta know what happens. If he gets beat up, I need to know who I need to beat up. Hamstring, skin alive, dump into the pit of Tartarus, hide the Barty. What's a Barty? I'm hiding you, Barty. You and your stupid face. Go away, Barty. I think the smallest book I've read, besides the newest V.E. Schwab graphic novel that just came out, Extraordinary, issue numero 0, is, oh my gosh, what's the name of this Frederick Bachman book? And The Way Back Home gets longer and longer with every morning. That is so wrong. But that was just like maybe less than 30 pages. But 30 pages to completely paper cut my heart into smithereens. Smithereens, I say. Curse you, Frederick Bachman, for making me feel emotions. I am a steel trap. Is there a book you had to get your hands on against all odds? Searched bookstores, online digging, stalked an author. What kind of question is that, number 10? I've never had issues buying a book. I mean, Amazon, it's in the sky. It's on the webs. It's everywhere. Ebooks. Boop, boop, click button, payment. Oh, now it's on your device. However, okay, I kind of have one now. I've been searching for physical copies of Imaginary Friends for my friends because I've been hyping up this book for them. And there was like a period where it was always on sale at Books A Million. And then when I finally got my friends hyped up to read it, it was gone. Like, not just in the discount section, in the regular horror section, it was gone too. I went to Barnes & Noble's. It wasn't there anymore. I actually thought they just stopped printing it because it does have a pretty low rating on Goodreads, even though I love that book so much. Ooh, so good. So every time I went to Books A Million or Barnes & Noble's, I looked for that book. And like just a couple days ago, they had it again, so my fears were resolved. But then my friend said she found it at her library. So she can just rent it from the library then. Honestly, go read Imaginary Friend. It was my favorite book of 2019. Actually, second favorite book of 2019. It's very good. Are you afraid of deer? You'll be really afraid of deer. There's a magical plastic bag in it. Are you intrigued? Number 11. Is there a book you struggled to finish because you refused DNF? Struggling to finish isn't what I would call my experience reading Kafka on the Shore. I was so fueled by my irateness, my hatred, my just pure confusion, that it motivated me, powered me like a steam engine, fueled by the fury of an inferno burning deep inside of my heart because of just how much this book disappointed me. So I did not struggle to finish. I longed to finish it. So I could justify my rage and say, hey, I read this whole book and absolutely none of it made sense. It is stupid. I hate you, Kafka on the Shore. What are some of your main book goals for this year? What did I say in one of my other videos? Never make goals. It just gets you upset, man. One of my goals is to finish every book I physically owned. That's not gonna happen. I keep getting distracted by library books. My writing goal is to finish Project Muddy Bones this year, and I'm still on track for that, so I'm a winner. Have I ever had the privilege of converting someone into a reader by inspiration or my insistent nagging? No. I nagged a friend into reading The Inheritance Cycle. She's currently on the final book, so I'm like anticipating her final thoughts. But she read Eldest, and you know me, that's literally my favorite book. I'm gonna ask a lot of questions when you're reading it. So she finished it, and I was like, hey, you know that scene on the burning plains? Did you like it? The twisty? Like all four of them. This was a good book. And she was like, oh, nah, I saw it coming. My friend, if you're watching this, because I know you might be, you've wounded me, and I will not forget this insult. And the final question, describe what books mean to you in 5 words. Consistent source of stress. Big. Because all these people, they always make dumb decisions. I need to become a book character. I must teleport myself into these worlds, because I have all the know-how. I've read lots of genres, lots of tropes. I know what's going to happen in the thriller books. I am the master. Seeing these people make the dumb decisions, it makes me want... It puts me in a slapping mood. Also, I read thrillers, man. Do you think I feel safe even stepping outside of my house? Do you think I feel safe in my own house? No. So, consistent source of paranoia, yo. Fantasy books. Consistent reminder dragons aren't real. Sad face. That's not a word, so I can get away with it. But as I've learned in my business classes, there are such things as good sources of stress. These have taught me life lessons. These have taught me critical thinking skills. So what the books also are to me are consistent sources of information. You know, adding up all these consistent things, this is probably more than 5 words. It's probably around 20 words. I don't care. Ultimately, no matter how stressed out stupid book characters make me, I enjoy reading. And that is the end of the tag. Thank you guys so much for watching. I need to keep on writing a parody of Macklemore's Thrift Shop for, book stuff. I have reasons why. So until next time, stay reading, my friends.